Hi, I'm Stephanie, the AVP of Member Services here at Corporate Central. You may have noticed that access to Beastro is a little different than what you may be used to, a physical security key for multi-factor authentication when logging into the Beastro application. After watching this video, our hope is that you will be more familiar with what a security key is, why corporate has decided to utilize security keys, and how you will use the security key in your interactions with Beastro. To talk a little about what exactly a security key is and why we've elected to use them, we've brought in our Director of IT, Brian, to give you the lowdown. After we learn a little more about security keys, we'll talk about how to use them and where you can find more resources about both security keys and the login process. Take it away, Brian.
Hey, Steph, thanks for having me. So, what is a security key? A security key is a small device that can be either plugged into a computer USB port or placed next to an NFC reader. Most modern smartphones have an NFC reader built into them. The security key is used to authenticate a person to a resource, such as a website. When authenticating, it requires the user to enter a PIN to decrypt the data on a security key, and also requires that the user touch the key during the authentication process to ensure that they have physical access to the key. These steps help ensure that the authentication cannot occur over a remote connection and makes the authentication process phish resistant. The next question is, why do we choose to implement it? When building a modern application, we knew that we needed to incorporate modern authentication. As part of that, we evaluated many different technologies. A few of them have been around for some time, as well as some more modern methods that are out there. As password phishing continues to be one of the most common attacks of user accounts, we knew that we wanted to reduce that risk as much as possible. Passwordless login quickly became a feature we wanted to incorporate into our design. A few other requirements that we had were strong authentication, must be phish resistant, reduce or eliminate account takeovers, and offer a zero footprint software installation on the PCs. Currently, the security keys are used to perform a second authentication of the user after they enter their username and password. In the future, we anticipate eliminating that password requirement and performing a completely passwordless authentication process. From a technical perspective, the security key holds a certificate unique to each website that it has credentials for, and yes, that can be used for multiple websites. There is no sharing of credentials between those websites, and specific criteria must match for the authentication to complete during that process.
Thanks for that great information, Brian. Now that we know what a security key is and why we're using them, let's talk about how to use them. The security key may be placed into a USB port, making sure that the gold icon is facing up so the metal contacts on the key will touch the metal contacts in the computer's USB port. As you go through the login process, you will be prompted to touch the key. The icon in the gold area will flash, and you will need to tap a finger on the gold plate. The device is not recording a fingerprint. It's just ensuring that you're physically present with the key. So what do you do if your workstation is located on the floor underneath your desk? No problem. USB extension cords and expansion hubs are available at retailers such as Amazon, Best Buy, or other electronics stores to help solve this problem. The extension consists of an external USB port that is attached to a USB extension cord. A USB expansion hub contains additional USB ports to accommodate additional USB devices. Pictured here is an example of a USB expansion hub that also has an extension cord. Last thing to keep in mind, the keys are both water and crush resistant, so don't be afraid to attach them to a key ring for easy transportation with you from location to location. We hope you found this video helpful. Please check out our knowledge base for additional information, and if you have any questions, please reach out to Member Services with the contact information shown.